I'm going to record a session. So the way it goes, we have now, about 45 minutes, 40 minutes to do what I call a one-on-one business principles. And then we're going to have our one and only Janadero. She is on the coastal office. She's on the board member. She's one of the board members, and she is going to share some cool things with us. And she's going to moderate also our session with Bill Sodoroff, the president of KW Worldwide. And she is going to, and other guests, and it's going to be an awesome product value treat for us today. If you join us, guys, please mute yourself. And if you have anything that you want to share, add, etc., just feel free to unmute and ask the questions, etc. Robin, looking good. Thumbs up if you see my screen. The share. Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let's start once again with business session one-on-one business principles. So raise your virtual hand if you took the 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, the session on Thursday with Ashley Dunn. She did the red book, the MREA business principles, which usually is a 2-day session, squeezed into one day only. That was a good stuff right there. And pretty much the message is to be on the go, be already priming towards what's coming next year, which already started. And if you didn't start yet, you're going to be paid only in February, right? Why? Because you're always thinking and planning 90 days in advance. So we are about to, November is almost gone. So half of December is kind of like after that too. So just think about what you're going to get, from it next year. So I'm going to go over a few principles. I'm utilizing those in my businesses and on a regular basis, whatever applies. I want to share some things with you. Stop me if you have questions, or please, if you have anything that you want to share yourself, etc., by all means. Manifest. And if you look, that's from the online dictionary. So the way to pronounce it is fest. Okay, at least that's how I like. What is that? So let's stick with manifest. What it means is, and look down there, the number one adjective is perceived by the eye or the understanding, evident, obvious, apparent, plain, right? So just the bottom line, have whatever it is in your head. You already see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, you know what it is. You didn't get there yet, you didn't achieve it yet, you didn't become this person yet, you didn't earn that commission yet, but you already have it in your head. Okay, it's not a mystery. It's a reality in your head. Okay, there's a really cheap phrase, one-liner that says, "Fake it till you make it." That's what they meant. I use the word manifest. Okay, don't fake anything. Manifest into it. Just make it prime, make it real. All right. Don't. What I always say, you shouldn't use any negative connotation, negative attitude, negative words, or there's something that resemble or have any kind of a relation with negativity to build your business or build yourself or prime, etc. So instead of fake it, manifest, make it reality, make it solid, make it real, concrete. Okay, so that's the first thing. So manifest into 2021. That you need to know exactly how it's going to look like for you. Now, one thing that we know, it's going to be most likely very different than what you're going to manifest into. Okay, or the reality is going to change. Raise your hand if you, in December or November of 2019, you build your 2020 and you also manifested into pandemic. Anybody? Nobody. So, and then pandemic hit, and guess what? Some of you made a lot of money, being super busy, super successful, or achieved different things in life, or maybe, personally, maybe building some kind of property. Maybe you have different downtime, etc. Whatever that might have been. So manifesting to whatever it is that you want to achieve and going to achieve next year, and what kind of person you're going to become, make it a reality in your subconscious. So you're going to be already ready for this. Second thing is measurable goals. Measurable goals. So we use SMART, or you can use smarter goals, right? And we had a few sessions about it. Stephanie, do you want to help me out just to go down the list for a second and just go over what the smarter is? Smarter.
Of course. So, it's really getting into specifics, right? So hence the S, right, for the smarter goals. So they have to be specific, right? Get clear. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. You need to have immense clarity on what you want to achieve and where you're trying to go, right? And then also next is measurable, right? Can you measure what you want to achieve? Like measurable, like how many transactions you want to accomplish in a year. So if you want to close 12 transactions or 24 transactions, you know that you can measure that would be 2 transactions a month, etc. Achievable, achievable. Okay, we have to be realistic, right, in whether you can achieve them or not. So you can always have your goal. Let's say your goal is to close 24 transactions in 2021, right? Or it could be 21 in 21. So that could be your achievable, realistic goals, achievable goals. And then you can always have your stretch, right? Are they achievable? And you can always have your stretch goals. Then R is realistic, right? We want to make sure. So a lot of times, some people jump out and they're just like, okay, my first 12 months or my next year, I only made 50 this year and I want to make $1 million, right? That's dumb. But anyway, $1 million the next year. So is that realistic? I don't know, right? Probably not. It's one of those gradual things that we keep striving to. Meny and I are never here to say, oh, you can't achieve X, Y, Z. However, we want to be realistic because we want you guys to have, your win at the end of the year and have wins throughout the year. So T is for timely, right? Timely. Are you able to achieve those in a timely basis? And then also keep in mind, in the order of which, so in 2021, in the next 12 months, you want to close, 21 transactions, right? Are you able to do that? And then the E is for enthusiastically, right? Enthusiastically. Be excited about your goals. The goals that you are setting on yourself should be things that you want, not what other people want, and be excited. Be excited about those goals that you're going after. And then R is the reward, right? Reward yourself for every major milestone. And that helps keep you stay focused, right? To stay focused. So you always want to celebrate, the small wins along the way. What do you think, Meny? So smarter.
Did you stop? Sorry, I'm trying to get it on the Facebook as we talk. Did I take your screen away?
Oh yeah. So so it's just all about defining, and then, like I said, have this be a fun process for you, right? It's not to be like, oh my gosh, this grueling thing, like, oh, I have to put down these numbers, this, that, and the other thing. No, it's for you to enjoy. This is your life. You get to live a life by design and not by default. So let's go back a little step further. If you want to live a life by design, then you design it out, guys, right? I'm sure each and every one of you don't want to live a life by default, like whatever just happens to happen, right? And you have no sense of alignment or no sense of intentionality. You're not living your life purposeful. It's just by default. So therefore, it is really important to go through your smarter goals and don't limit it just to your professional life, right? Just what you want to do in business. Meny always brings out the 8 gardens of life, or you call them the equities of your life, you know, your spiritual side, your physical side, your financial side, etc. You always want to have those integrated in there, so that helps create that balance in your life that everybody kind of strives for, right? But it's just really important for you guys to put these smarter goals, define these measurable goals in every area of your life.
Yeah. And we are live on Facebook too. It worked, so that's good. Sorry, just you know, had to make it happen. Did you go over the? Well, yeah, you actually you went over the whole sequence over here. You know, the cool thing, the cool thing about the smarter, by the way, it gives you extra. We give you extra, you know, perspective on how also to treat yourself, right? In a sense of in a sense of the enthusiasm, right, which is the drive, and also the reward, right? Like treat yourself well, right? Whatever that is. If you know that you know, a little bit of you know, this Turkish coffee that will give it the kick is, you know, Robin, with a little, you know, a sweet waffle or whatever next to it, is going to give it that treat of like, you know, I made it happen, or I'm going to, you know, it's, by the way, it's also sometimes, it's also okay to reward yourself before you achieved something, if that's what gets you going, right? Don't make it like a poor habit of like to do it and then say like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. If it's a motivator or incentive, that's fine, whatever that might be, you know. But that's what the smarter goals are, kind of like the extra step. Make sure that you're covering all those bases, right? And the bottom line is this: if you cannot measure it, you wouldn't be able to know if you achieved it. And every time I add also that, you know, if someone says, you know, hey, what is the goal? If someone tells you know, I want to be happier, I want to be healthier, etc. And then people judge like, happier. What does that mean? How can you measure happiness or health or whatever? Well, you can, because, you know, I'm going to ask, what makes you happier? Well, traveling makes me really, really happy. Well, like how many times a year? Well, let's say, you know, once a quarter, like a really nice trip, or once a month, or whatever that might be on your agenda. Well, great. Now you can measure it, right? Because if you'll do the things that you like, enjoy doing, you're going to make me happy. That's gonna, you know, so it's measurable, it's achievable, right? It's realistic, etc. So make sure that whatever it is that you plan to do, whatever you manifest towards, you can also achieve, right? And that's in sense of you can measure it. It can be specific and measurable. Any other thoughts about that, Stephanie, or anybody else on the call? Okay.
No, yeah, just, you know, just enjoy the process and really just figure out what it is that you want and just apply all aspects of it.
Stephanie, Meny, I'd like to add something if you don't mind.
Who's asking?
Nina.
Nina.
Sorry, yeah, I can't see the face.
Sorry. Okay, so I just wanted to add that, you know, for everyone that's on the call, definitely, you know, using this chart to create your goals is really, really important. But also too, like if this is your first year in the business, then okay, you don't really have anything to look at from last year real estate production. But if this is your second year or third year, really like look to improve at a percentage each year. I say that because that's really going to be something that's going to keep you motivated, keep you hungry, and it's going to show you that, wow, I can do this. So my first year, I did 4 deals. I made X amount of dollars. I want to double that in the next year. It's just for me, and I'll just use myself as an example. My first year in the industry, I closed 2 deals, a couple of leases. I made $16,000. My second year, I did 4 deals, a couple of leases. I made $39,000. This year, I'm projected to make around $120,000, and I'm closing 12 deals. We have to keep growing. I'm very authentic when I say that. It's not to brag, it's to show you that it's really important to create these goals. And if you don't achieve them, that's not bad. One thing that I've heard from Meny, Stephanie, Halley, is if your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. So just write them out, sit down with Meny, Stephanie, take the time to get that help. If you're a little bit confused, it's okay, but it's crucial. I can't stress that enough, that it is so crucial that you guys have your goals down as to what you're looking to achieve in this new year. And don't wait until January. Start now, okay?
Well said.
Start now.
Well said, Nina. Yeah, good job. Thank you. And Nina is new in the business. She's been under 5 years, right? And she's going places, and she's doing a great job. It's a mix of mindset, commitment, and just share your commitment and your goals. And if you're gonna achieve them, great. If you overachieve them, great. If you didn't achieve them, great as well. Those are all experiences. Once again, it's about the manifesting and having those measurable goals. Thanks for sharing, Nina, as always. So one more thing, there are two formulas that we usually use to put things in perspective. I'm gonna share the screen on the other one, play with this, show you what we did. Over here also what we added was the cap, so you can play with this too. And let me actually go to the actual thing. This is the economic business plan. Thumbs up if you see the Google Sheet over here. Okay. And let me make it a bit bigger to those with the 1919 vision. If I'm able to figure out how to, oh, there it is. So they're much better. Perfect. You're welcome, Stephanie. So here, basically, it's taken purely from the MREA, the Red Book, and it breaks down the economic model, which starts with the compensation model, right? The expenses and your conversions, like all is bundled up in one little space. And let's say that you cap over here, right? Like at least our offices, it's around the 22K between Calabasas and West Side, South Bay, Long Beach. So it shows you basically, and over here in the blue box over here, you can write down what your the GCI goal, right? The gross income that you want to earn. That's a gross. Remember, if you say like, I want to, make $200,000, it doesn't mean you're going to take home $200,000. There's those things that call expenses, and this other little thing that call taxes, etc., right? Cost of sales and whatever. Cool thing about KW, that with cost of sales, you have a cap, right? And you have a cap, you have a limit to how much the company takes. Now, yeah, I can add over here, the franchise, and under expenses is that, and also like the taxes, etc. There's other things that you can add and manipulate and change, but it's actually a big picture of how it looks like. So to plug it in, you put over here the GCI 500,000, and I'm encouraging all of you to type in 500,000, right? Don't go under, because you can see what you take home is lesser than 500,000, right? And then on the left, you got the seller wing. On the right, you got the buyer wing. And there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna, on the blue ones, those things that you can change and manipulate in the formula overall, right? Same thing over here on the right, you see this section over here, this little cube over here, that's from the MREA, right? That's the expenses, 30%. Cost of sales, 30%. Even though for you, it's technically 20%, right? That's kind of by the split, technically, right? And then net income is what's left. For you, it's more than 41 or 42%, right? So, but those are the basics. And then over here, you can also add conversions. If you're newer, use those conversions. If you're experienced and you don't know your conversions, use those conversions. If you know your conversions, plug them in properly over here. It's crucial to know your conversions, right? It's like to know when you drive. Anybody here ever drove a manual shift, manual gear in a car, right? So so you know when you go down the hill, whatever, right? And then you change and you go up the hill, you have to shift down from the fourth gear to the third, maybe even to the second, right? So you have to adjust. So that's the basically the conversions of how you shift in the business. So hey, I'm going to 10 appointments with a listing appointments. I know I'm going to take 8 of them. That's 80% conversion. And then those 8 listings that I got, I'm going to sell, X amount of them. Why? Because I always take a factor, like one is like, was overpriced, maybe didn't sell, and one had some kind of an issue, and one, whatever that might be, right? Side note, if you want 100% conversions, congratulations. It means that you don't work hard enough, or you don't do enough of whatever that is, because you're too conservative. You have to take more risks and more appointments and more whatever to fail forward, right? So that should never, 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 ever be 100%, right? So the second one is also average sales price based on what it is for you and your market, etc., your environment. You can put those average sales price, and here, let's say for sell, I'm going to change to, let's say right now, 800,000, right? You see how the numbers changed over here? And not the conversions, but the sellers sold. Now it tells me I have to have, over here, 920 listing appointments to take 16 of them and sell 13 of them. I'm going to round up, right? And if you do by average of 2.5% commission, then this is your GCI on the seller side, 250, right? Why 250? This is 250 buyer, because I put over here 50% buyer seller. Like, hey, Meny, I'm more of a 70% more, 80% more on the listing side. Cool. Put over here 80% sellers. 400,000 you're gonna gross from listings right now. 100,000 over here you're gonna gross from buyers. So play with this, change it up. Okay. Following up this session today, I'm gonna send you this whole recap of the presentation and all the good stuff and all the links. Okay. So once again, this link, by the way, it's going to be a view-only link, so you can. This is a Google Sheet. So on the top over here, on the top left, you're going to click on File, make a copy, File, make a copy, and then make your own copy. It's yours. Change it, play with it. Nobody can see it. It's yours. Because I'm going to send the file on a view mode only, so you won't be able to make any modifications. So 3 people are not going to work at the same time with the same sheet over here, right? Side note. Any questions about that? Any questions about that? That's your time right now to ask me questions about that. Okay. Facebook, no questions? It's fine. All right. So let's go back to the other slide. There we go. Let's see what's next. Cool. So we have that. Super crucial to your business. Once again, it's going to map up where you're going to go. Measurable, attainable, super, super cool. Let me just get Jeannie on the... oh, KW Belize. Hey, what's up, guys? So let's go on to the next one. Next one is the 411. The 411. And whoever joined the call, good to have you guys. Macarena, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We're going to introduce you in a little bit. Hello from LA to Belize. And I think, who else joined us? I can't see you guys. Open your cameras. So, all right. So from the measurable, from the economic model, MREA, we're jumping into the 411. Why 411? 4 weeks in it's going to be a breakdown of the year. It's going to be break it down to 1 year, 12 months. Going to break it down, and then each week accordingly. Some weeks, by the way, are going to be 5 weeks in a month. You know how it works, right? So you will have to play with this, or squeezing more to the 4th week as it's going to be spread out to the 5th week, because it's a squeeze to those 4 boxes. But this is just like a sample business plan. So everything you took previously, as you can see, from the economic model, then you can put on paper. Oops, on paper over here. Make X amount, or take home 324, like 330, whatever. This is actually net, not GCI. Take home net, an X amount of volume by X amount of listing side, right? This is a split, whatever that might look like. How many units, how many listings, how many buyers, average sales price, so open houses, well, can them today yet. And then database, super important, right? And training classes you're gonna attend, and marketing to your farm, et cetera, et cetera. 12, this is for the year. Then you're gonna break it down, divide by 12, you're gonna get the monthly. So it won't be overwhelming to you, too much information. And then those are the measurables. The weekly is more like the tasks, right? So, if I wanna touch, almost 500 people each month, it means that if I lead gen 4 days a week only out of 7 days, so I need to, invest about 4 hours per day, 3 to 4 hours a day to get those 30 contacts per day. Do the math, it's gonna take you to those numbers exactly. It's just reverse engineered, just, broke it down piece by piece, but chunk it down, right? So on the side, by the way, those are the personal goals as well. So those are examples for personal things that you want to achieve aside with or actually ahead before your business goals as well, right? Because everything that we do is for some kind of a benefit. So you want to make sure to enjoy that as well. So everything to be, once again, measurable. As I mentioned earlier, even happiness can be measurable. Health can be measurable. Whatever it is, it can be measurable. Business plan. And then what we're gonna send you later on via email is also a blank copy of this document, just a Word document, so you can download that and make the changes and do whatever you desire to do with that document. Next, KW command. If you use command, or if you use any type of other CRM, make the habit of stop, same as you stop at the gas station to fuel your car, or if you drive an electric car, you stop and you plug it in to charge the battery. Same thing with your database. If you don't stop and you recharge your tank or database tank, you're gonna run on empty. You're gonna look for the downhill to put a neutral and just slide down the hill. And then good luck on the uphill afterwards, right? You have to hitchhike and ask people if they're, some gas money, or walk to the gas station 6 miles, or whatever. That's the parabola of the sales, the average salesperson. Up and down, up and down. Don't do that. You wanna run flat on top of success, or keep going up. And the only way you're gonna do it, if you're gonna treat your business, your database, always nurture it, always build it, treat it as this is basically your sacred temple. This is what brings you the business. That's it, your database. So put it in your mind, everything that you do is around that. Because when you do the sell, you don't really sell real estate. You only broker the deal. You sell your service, you sell your value. That's the biggest thing. And you do it for people, buyers, sellers, investors, family members, etc. So make it a habit to nurture your database, whatever it is that you're using, if it's command or other system, on a regular basis. Any questions about that? Let's let Ginny in. Try it again. Okay. Miracle morning. How's your morning looks like? If you're a night person, if you're a morning person, whatever works for you, either or, that could work. It just depends on your business model and your sphere and your lifestyle, etc. Anything could work as long as you have pretty consistent habits that primes you properly towards success, okay? And when I say success, the way I define it is, how do you show up, right? So you choose to show up to that day in what way? So every night, I look at my calendar for next day, and I know exactly what the day brings. And for me, that's gonna be ultimate success. I'm gonna show up for that day, and I know this is what I need to do today, and I'm gonna achieve it. There's no other options. Now, if things are gonna change, whatever, unpredictable things and issues and whatever, we'll figure it out, okay? But I'm already primed in my head to show up and win the day. I wake up personally really, really early, or earlier than most. So I'm gonna have enough time to ease into the day and get things done before I have to engage with the consumer, AKA agents primarily, right? Other business owners, etc. So you choose to do you in a sense of like how much of a advantage, okay, of a start time you wanna have before everybody else. They say work smarter, not harder. I don't know if it's the right way in a sense of maybe more efficient. It's not about the smarter versus harder. I think working harder than your competition is really the only way to win the competition. You have to outwork your competition. So smarter is more efficient. It doesn't make you smarter than other people, just more efficient. So be willing to work harder than others and more efficient. Morning Miracle, the Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, get the book and study it. Disc assessment, very popular thing amongst us in KW. We also have the KPA, Keller Personality Assessment. If you want to take any of those, reach out to your team lead. We'll send it to you. We don't charge for it. We just do it for our people, just for you to understand your strengths, where you come from, what motivates you, what drives you, what inspires you, what are your strengths.
Thank you. I just got a text.
Yeah, Meny. But another question is, but I don't want to know what I'm strong at or weak at. It's not about that. This is not there's no judgment. It's not a test. This is just a simple assessment to show you how great you are, what you should focus on. I took the disc the first time in 2014, and it changed my life, right? Because I knew what I'm really good at and what I'll be challenged with, and I put more focus on what I'm good at, and I excelled, right? It's very similar to when you're a kid and maybe you're not good at math, or maybe you're not good at history, or not good at art, or not good at whatever, but you have to do it, and they push you. Now, I'm not judging the school systems and whatever, not the place of the time, but my point is that what if you're really good at one thing or one environment and you focus only on that? Think about it, right? So you have right now prime time. All of us are here adults, and we are making our own decision. So this gives you basically an insight of how to be a better version of yourself. And we are the consultants, the OPs, the TL, etc., can be there to help to guide you through. Those are just samples of how visually it looks like and etc. It's a whole full session that you will get to go with that. Before we're gonna jump to session 2 with our worldwide peeps, any questions, any comments? I got a few seconds only before I'm gonna bring Janadero on the virtual stage. So anybody, somebody? Robin, you got something to say? I see you. Come on, Dutchland. All right, Stephanie, last words before you got 2 minutes.
So, like I said, I think I'm just going to reiterate what I had mentioned before is just, ask yourself how serious you want to take your business, right? And take your life. You know, you have this great opportunity in this wonderful arena of real estate to have it be the vehicle to finance your dreams, right? To finance the things that you want to do, whether it's, you know, obviously we help people on a daily basis with our clients, you know, getting into their homes and selling and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, we just have this incredible opportunity, and really utilize it to the fullest and really dig down deep as to why you're doing this, and create that life by design for yourselves and for your family, and create that generational wealth, whatever it is that you want to do. But ask yourself how serious that you want to take this business, because you guys are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business and can create whatever it is that you truly want to. And if a lot of it is scary, or if it's, you know, just having that belief in yourself, just wondering like, oh, is this something that I can do? You know, borrow our belief in you, because we believe in you, each and every one of you, 100%, that you can accomplish whatever level of success that you want, because we all have different levels of what that means to us. And just don't compare yourself to anybody else, and just create that life by design.
Yeah, awesome stuff, Stephanie. KW rocks. That's her nickname. All right, thank you guys once again. That was 101 business principles on steroids, full speed ahead. I hope that you got a little bit of Kool-Aid right there, and we're gonna share some stuff over email and text later on. So next we have our worldwide team. I'm gonna let Janet introduce herself and the team and take it from here. Janet.
I'm on there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're starting a few minutes early, which is great for me.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to start by telling you just a little bit about the possibilities of international real estate, and a little bit about how I got interested in it. And then we'll get into the meat of today, which is our speakers. So there's a lot of different avenues for international real estate. If you have, if you come from another country and you're here, that's a built-in resource and a built-in source of referrals for you. You can become a referral-based international agent. That's probably the easiest way to know that we have a network of great agents around the world, and to learn about them, meet with them, talk to them, reach out to them, and refer to them. Because there are certainly going to be people who are looking for properties in other countries, second homes, whatever. And to know that we have this huge resource at Keller Williams is invaluable to you, and is a good source of referrals to you. Another thing is, if you have a certain interest in a region, to specialize in that country, and then you can you know, just become a trusted referral partner in a certain country. I recommend that you explore some of the options of some of the different associations. FIAPSI, which is the International Real Estate Organization. There's AREAA, I think it's just pronounced area, which is the Asian Association. There's a Hispanic Association. So depending on your interests, there's just a lot of different ways you can go with this. If you're interested in travel, I recommend going on some of the trade association trips. There's some that are still going on even now with the pandemic. I know there's been several in Mexico recently. And you can take a trip to Mexico. You can meet with the different property developers, make relationships there, and become a referral partner to different developers in different countries. So it's just opening your mind to the thought that your business isn't limited to the country you're in. It's really unlimited. It's the world domination. So is Bill on yet? No. Then I'm going to tell a little bit about me.
Here he is.
Okay.
It just looked.
Super.
But please feel free to present all the speakers. Bill just like, hey Bill, can you hear us? Oh, here it is. Bill is on right now as well.
He's connected. Okay. Yeah. So Yeah, we have three wonderful speakers with us. Bill Soderoff, who is the president of Keller Williams Worldwide, Macarena Rose, who is the broker for Keller Williams in Belize, Ginny Field, who was my instructor for the real estate negotiation class, but is also a top CIPS instructor for the Certified International Property Specialist designation. And I'm going to be the moderator for this. My interest in international came from the fact that I lived abroad. I lived in Vienna, Austria for 11 years and in Dubai for 2 years. And they're taking pictures, so it makes me nervous. And when I lived, and I'm part of this huge expat association, and that's basically who I market to. These are people who live around the world, generally Americans or English-speaking people. They travel a lot to different places. They move quite often, and I look to be their source of referrals when they're moving anywhere in the world. So that's kind of how my international business goes. Now, when I lived in Vienna, Austria, we had a great expat association, the American Women's Association. There was this great woman who belonged to it. She looked like Meredith Baxter Burney, got to be friends with her, with Elizabeth. And her husband, Bill, was just a super guy. And so we would, go out to wine bars and things with them and just enjoy their company. It's interesting, he was kind of in charge of making this other real estate company that had this big balloon an international name. And when I moved back to the States, I was looking to figure out what I was going to do. He was telling me, oh, I'm with this great new organization, or this other company that, prospected me, and it's Keller Williams. It's fabulous. And if you're getting into real estate, you really should consider them, because we're going to make it a huge international brand. So my friend from Vienna just happens to be the president of Keller Williams Worldwide, Bill Soderoff. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Maybe you can tell us how Keller Williams differs a bit from your strategy with the balloon company. What is the plan for Keller Williams in expanding us to an international group?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for letting me be on this program. Janet, it's great to see you. I'm sorry that we're not sitting in Café Zentral or something like that in Vienna in the first district and going to the Christmas markets. I know that Thanksgiving is coming up, but on behalf of your Austrian tradition, I'm going to say Frohe Weihnachten to you early, which is Happy Christmas. My favorite, Macarena, good to see you. I don't get to see you as often as I want to. Could you please, in your presentation, make sure you let everybody know how much I love you, and tell the Bill story about what you do on your programs, if you can. It's one of my favorites. But Macarena's super. Am I able to take control and share a screen? Can you give me control on that?
Yes.
I got it. It says my host is disabled participant screen sharing. Got it. Okay. So as I'm talking now, let me just let you know you saw a number, and you can see a little bit of what we have around the world.
Yeah.
This is a map of the world, and this is where Keller Williams is currently in 49, now 50 countries outside of the United States, including Canada. We started about 7 years ago, so having 50 countries in 7 years is pretty good. We're very proud of ourselves. Let me put it that way. There are some countries around the world that we want to go to, and some countries that we don't want to go to. So we have a set requirements on specifics on where to go. Obviously, we're a US-based company, so there are some no-go countries because of the State Department or political issues. That includes places like North Korea or Cuba, obviously. There are other countries in the world where we have chosen not to go because of political or economic or social issues. And we make that determination based on my background, We do a pretty good analysis, and I work with the State Department of the United States to make sure that we're going to the right or the correct places. We don't go there just because it's politically expedable because of Keller Williams. We go there because it's the proper thing to do. We spend about 6 to 9 months with prospects who come normally outside of the COVID world to FSO, family reunion, or mega camp, and then they spend a week with us in Austin, Texas at our offices. So to give you an idea how things have changed, in 2020, we've opened 7 new countries, and we've done all of that on Zoom. In many cases, for the first time in our life, in my life, we are appointing new partners without ever meeting them. Janet made reference to my background. So I stumbled into Keller Williams after a 19-year career of becoming the executive vice president of RE/MAX. I started at RE/MAX of New England and opened 250 offices and 2,500 agents. On 9/11, I moved to Europe and scouted out opening RE/MAX across Europe. I started living in London, Frankfurt, Paris, and then finally chose Vienna as the center of the universe. My family and I moved to Vienna. I opened 32 countries in 5 years, 10,500 agents. The worldwide division for RE/MAX was based in Vienna, and I have lifelong friends from that time. You can tell with Janet and if you can see that little photo, my wife dug that up. Janet, you know all the people in the photo, I think, and my wife dug that up to show you. Can you see it? To show you that when we talk about lifelong friends, we really seriously mean lifelong friends. My assistant in Vienna, it was my birthday this week, and she just sent me a whole long birthday wish with some photos of me looking a lot chubbier and thinner and younger with less gray hair from 10 years ago. So it was a wonderful time.
Yeah, we still just see your the map. If you want to share the picture, you need to share the other picture. Just FYI.
Say it again. You can't see it because.
See the map.
Stop share the map and then share the other thing that you want to share. You see the map basically right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, we all zoom out right now.
Okay. I won't do it because I got rid of it and I'm gonna have to look to too many places. So
No worries.
I'll send the photo to Janet. One of the things that I think is really important is to understand the culture, systems models, and the technology that we have at Keller Williams. So we all know the initiative with control.
I got another email from escrow. I think they're busy today.
And we all know the initiative that we've had with Josh's team and technology. That same technology is being developed around the world, but needs to be made into a different situation. So for instance, email addresses are easy, but phone numbers and currency is difficult. Every country has different currency, and of course every country has a country code to dial, and most US-based technology platforms don't incorporate this. So it's taken us a while. So in general, worldwide is just a few months behind all of the things that we have available for agents in the United States. The best thing, of course, that we have is the ability for connecting with agents around the world and being able to give referrals. In a worldwide system, almost every real estate office is run by somebody who owns the office or buys that franchise. That's the broker owner. In the Keller Williams system, of course, we have an OP, a team leader, and an MCA, and then an ALC, and then, of course, the agents. So we have people who form a core group to be able to open market centers and operate them efficiently. In a regional situation, we do the same thing. We have an OP, a regional director, and a regional operations manager who run the country, and in turn, they sell franchises in their own country and open market centers and grow the business. Very proud of the fact that in 7 years, we have 50 countries and we have a little bit more than 12,000 agents in those countries. Now, here's the difference of what we do. We do not sell a lot of franchises. I think we have a little bit more than 850 market centers in all of KW, the United States included, and around the world in 50 countries. REMAX has 6,750. So the question I would ask any REMAX person when I meet them, and remember, I was there and I was the executive vice president for 19 years. How many offices are profitable? And we're very proud, of course, to know that at Keller Williams, even in COVID, even in 2020, even after all the difficulties that we've had this year, 98% of our market centers are profitable. So that concept of having a core group, the OP, the team leader, the MCA, the ALC, and agent training, education, and production is working. And we're very proud of that. And that's what we share combined with our technology and our culture around the world. Janet knows that when you go into a real estate office in Europe, the average number of agents is 2.2. Usually the husband and wife who own and operate the real estate office. Some countries have an MLS, not many. Canada and the United States are the only two countries around the world that have an MLS. Most do not. And in many cases, there's no licensing. So the taxi driver can be the person that owns and operates a real estate business. So we want to be more professional. We want to be in a situation where we give training and education to our people. And that, of course, enhances a little bit more of what we want to do. The other slide I wanted to show you was just some information about where to get more information about Keller Williams worldwide. We, of course, have a web page, kwworldwide.com, that will tell you the whole story. And then, of course, in today's society, Insta and Facebook is where most of the people go to. And we run campaigns and we look at different ways of communicating with our people internally and externally. You know that in the last few months, Josh Team and Jason Abrams have been introducing to you the way to market yourselves on Facebook and Instagram and introducing marketing techniques. We're using some of those techniques, by the way, to pinpoint and look for and prospect for people in markets that were not currently represented. That's in Central Europe, in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. We have a campaign right now in Germany and Switzerland looking for regional OPs. If any of you know people who would be a possibility to be a regional OP, certainly you can go to KW Worldwide, send me an email, or you can go to a link at KW Worldwide and give us the information. We'd be happy to do that. Or if you know somebody who wants to open a market center or become an agent, that's a wonderful way for you to increase and work on and increase your profit share. Are there any questions that I can help you with before we turn it over to some of the other speakers who are probably much more interesting than me? I know that they're really, really great people, but are there any questions that I can help you with?
Oh, we've got, let's see. Are these for Bill?
One question, can you have licenses in two different places? Well, I guess it's just a simple questions. I'm trying to find something.
That's okay. I can see this. It says,
okay.
The question that I'm reading is, can you have licenses in two different places, California and Colombia? That's a great question. You can ask Macarena in Belize, but in general, let me just say this. So every country has rules, regulations, or conventions on how to conduct real estate in their country. Now, just like the United States, you can't show up in the United States from, let's say, France, fill out the card on the airplane that says, I'm coming into the country as a tourist. You remember those things that used to happen before COVID, right? Tourism, flights, traveling to different countries. Those are all things, we'll explain that to you later. But you can't just come into the country, say that you're going to be a tourist, and then be in a situation where you list and sell property and then go home and do that. The state of California won't let you do it. The United States won't let you do it. And the IRS is not real happy about you doing that. So you have to comply with all the laws, rules, and regulations of the local country you're in. That might mean that you have to comply with licensing regulations in different countries. The two countries that are closely associated with the United States and California is Canada to the north and Mexico to the south. Canada has very strict licensing laws. In fact, it costs $7,000 and about 2 years worth of work at a university to get a real estate license in Ontario or Quebec. In some other provinces, a shorter period of time. But you'll have to comply with those laws, rules, and regulations in order to list and sell property in Canada. Mexico, less so. But you still have to comply with local Mexican laws, rules, and regulations. And remember, as you go to different countries, the paperwork and the regulations will be in local languages. So don't expect somebody to make sure that you can read it. It's developed for their own citizens and people in their country. Was there another question on the chat room? Remax is in the Netherlands. Remax is not in the Netherlands. That's a place near and dear to my heart. Her family is originally from the Netherlands. When I was with Remax, I opened 99 offices in the Netherlands. They currently have 4. Their business has fallen apart dramatically. We're prospecting now, and I've got 3 people that I'm talking to for the Netherlands. One in the north, one in Amsterdam, and one in the south, and we're ascertaining. But remember, I told you that normally we would go through family reunion, FSO, mega camp, come to Austin. So we're having to do all of these things on Zoom and talking to people. So it's a little bit of a slower process, but we're actively talking to lots of people. And the last question is, and then I'll move on.
If you don't mind, just to right click on our little user of the window, just make me back the host.
Okay.
So we can take over. Anything else you add there?
Yeah, are you able to tell us what the 7 countries you had this year are?
Oh yeah, you're challenging me now. Really. Thanks very much. It took my friend to challenge me on this. Macarena, you got to help me out with it. The best thing I can tell you is go on the website. We announce all of them, but you can't do that stuff without rehearsing it and giving me a list. Okay, it's like I got 50 children. I can't remember who my favorite is.
Do we have Austria yet, Bill?
No, we do not. We do not. It's a good opportunity for you. I'm going to turn this back over to you. I'm going to say 3 things really quickly before I finish. First of all, thank you to each of you. Being in Keller Williams is a delight. I have had the honor of working in a couple of different companies. Maybe you have as well. When I finally got to KW after 19 years, it was wonderful because you can make of it what you want. The systems models, training, culture, technology that we have is remarkable. The people are unbelievable. I get to meet people from all over the world and people like yourselves. So thank you for being at KW. The second thing that I was going to say is please, please, please be careful during COVID. I've written 4 letters in the last 90 days to people in Keller Williams Worldwide who passed away. That's like a lieutenant that you've seen in a movie writing to a family in a war movie. Your son was very gallant. He died defending his country. We appreciate his service. I always thought it was in a movie. I didn't know I'd have to write those letters. So COVID is real. We've seen it go from the East to Europe, to the United States, to Central and South America. It's not going away unless we can get this vaccine and we can get back to a normal life. So I'm begging you, social distance, wear a mask, and please wash your hands. Take care of your families.
Bill?
And the last thing is to say Happy Thanksgiving.
Bill, before you go, could you please make us host again? Otherwise, I think we're all going to go away with you.
Love Zoom personally. I miss getting on airplanes and going stuff
Right.
someplace. I
And
hate
one
that.
of the advantages of getting the CIPS is that you can go to the different trainings all over the world.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then and I do this, but Jen, you remember me, so you know how I am. I do push a little bit, don't I?
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
And so my goal would be go find somebody to talk to, go choose a country, get passionate about someplace, and then go after it and make it happen, because people need us and the opportunity is there. And I just think everybody should participate. So I'm sorry, I'm passionate, as I'm always passionate.
Well, I think we've got a lot of passionate people on here. We have over 100 people watching via the Facebook link. So there's quite a lot of interest here. So I'm going to sum it up right now. I'm so glad that I'm so grateful for Bill and Macarena and Jenny for being a part of this and sharing your knowledge and just giving us the start of some tools where we can get started with this business and expanding our business to include the international arena, because it's out there and it's waiting for us. We just have to go and make it part of it. So
And I love what, I think it was Macarena or someone said earlier, become the trusted advisor. You're dealing with high context, low context communication skills, understand the culture. When you do that, the responses are enormous and the loyalty is tremendous, and there's so much opportunity.
Yeah, and I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank you, Janet, for really stepping up as a ALC board member, as a leader, as a producer, as a person who cares, and bring all those amazing people from the corners of our planet, pretty much, to come and share the enthusiasm and the passion, and also make a point to our agents that there are no limits, right? There are no limits, especially today more than ever. And both of you, and also Bill said it really well about just, just think outside the box, reach out, hustle, do whatever it takes, and use the vehicles, CIPS, etc., resources to make those connections. So once again, thank you. Shout out to you for bringing us all together. We're gonna wait for your information from Jenny and from Macarena. We're gonna send to you guys, whoever is watching, a follow-up email with all the content, the presentation, the links, etc. So you guys will, take it from there and take action.
Yeah,
as we say.
Absolutely.
all right. Well, thank you all. We appreciate it. And
Happy Thanksgiving.
happy
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy and be safe. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Okay.
Stop live. Stop.